My dear YFCI family around the world, Katie and I are sitting quietly at home, at my home office, or at my office very close to the house here in Montreal, as this COVID continues around the world. We are hurting with you, for those of you that are going through great difficulties and struggles as a result of this. We are also feeling it is a time when God has laid us aside, given us some quiet, some Sabbath, away from the busyness of the high travel schedule, to allow us time to reflect, to hear his voice to us, and to spend quality time together as a couple. I've been pondering what God would say to us as leaders in the movement at this time, and perhaps what Satan would be trying to do to attack us at this time. And I came across a most amazing verse in Psalm 119, verse 1. It says in the New Living Translation, "Joyful are people of integrity who follow the instructions of the Lord." Joyful are the people of integrity. And it seems to me that what Satan would love to do, and the way he has brought down many leaders, is by encouraging us to lead an inconsistent life, a life that doesn't connect, that doesn't work, where how we live at home with our family is different than how we lead, where how we deal with our financial matters is different than what we profess as Christians, where we wouldn't want folks to see what we're doing in one area of our life in this other area of our life where we lead. So the writer of Psalms 119, we believe it would be King David, he writes and he says, "Joyful are people of integrity who follow the instructions of the Lord." That word integrity, to me, it means something along the lines of integrated or integral, as those words come from the same root. When you think of something integrated, it fits well. In the software world, we talk about products that are integrated, and it means they work well together. The accounting system works with the inventory system. It works in a good way. It's integrated. And the psalmist tells us that, in fact, it's a joyful way to live. So my challenge to us as leaders is, are we experiencing the simple joy in our lives of leading truly integrated lives? Let's look at a couple of examples of that. In 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 10, there Paul says to Timothy, "But you, Timothy, certainly know what I teach and how I live." What I teach and how I live. Timothy knew the Apostle Paul very well. After all, they had spent tons of time together in ministry. This was the last letter that Paul wrote, as far as we know. And so this was after years and years of ministry. And Paul is able to say to Timothy, "You know what I teach and how I live." Paul had lived an integrated life. He had lived a life of integrity. And so he had no problem. There was nothing that he wanted Timothy to make sure you don't talk about this, Timothy, or don't tell the people about this as to what you've seen in me. His life matched his speech. We go to one more example in the Lord's own life. It's tucked away in John's Gospel, chapter 1. It's verse 39. It is just after that beautiful, maybe the first expression or one of the first expressions of true worship that we see during the Lord's public ministry, where John looks at Jesus as he's walking and he simply says, "Behold the Lamb of God." Right after that, they ask him, "Jesus, where do you live?" It's 4:00 in the afternoon. Jesus says to them, "Come and see." There was nothing in his home that he needed to quickly go and put away. There was nothing that he needed to make sure they didn't see. He was perfectly at ease. He had that joy. He could just say to them, "Come and see." And they came and spent some time with him. So, sisters and brothers, you and I who are in leadership, in Youth for Christ, Let's be people of integrity. Let's make sure that what we say and how we lead and all the other aspects of our lives line up together. And then we will experience that joy of leading an integrated life, or a life of integrity, and Satan will be frustrated in his attempts to attack and bring us down. May God bless you today, and in this challenging time of leadership, with the COVID-19 going around the world, I pray that you and I will be women and men of integrity. God bless you.